Alright, here we are with Gypsy today. We're going to be working on some more neck reining, working on flexing. She's real stiff to the right when riding, so try to make sure she's good and flexed and there's no issues there. She flexes good to the left. She's getting much better to the right. See, she's pretty easy to do. Now when you're on her, and you'll see when I'm turning her right that she's kind of stiff there, and she kind of don't want to turn her head around, so we'll work on that. Now this horse has no direction really and a faster speed, but in all honesty, she don't have any direction and a lower speed as far as neck reining goes. So all of her direction is really direct reining. Well, direct reining at a higher speed, it takes a second for that to kick in. They're not really paying that much attention to it. So what we're going to work on a lot is getting her neck reining. And you'll see us do that in here, in a small area, and in the round pen. Because if she can't focus in here and get it, she's sure not going to focus out there and get it. There's too much out there to distract her. And so you got to have a kind of a distraction free so that she'll really start understanding the lesson. And that's so much better today than it was yesterday. She would really try to turn her nose to the left and then just kind of kick over to the right. See how she's bending around? That's a lot better. Now this is the third day in here doing this, so we're going to see. That's a lot better. Yesterday, if he was to do that, she wouldn't go at all. See, it's kind of like that. She would want to stop. Just think you're pulling on her. So that's what this ride's going to be about. We're still focusing on the neck reining. We want to get the neck reining good and down at a slow pace. Then we want to take her into a big open area. Make sure she's still paying attention to it and focusing on it. And then once we get from there, then we start picking it up. Once we have her outside in a big area good, then we'll take and pick it up to a trot, get that one dialed in, and then we'll dial in a lope after the trot. Just kind of got to, it's like working on a transmission. You got to fix each gear individually. But if the low gear ain't working, the high gear ain't going to work. So just lots of turning, making sure you're hitting neck first, and then if she don't go, then lightly pull. And as you're doing this, you want to get toward it's a lighter pull every time. Like, see, she started to go, barely hit the pull, and it's more of a bump, not just a straight direct pull. If you just keep straight direct pulling, you're just going to keep your horse direct reining like it's already doing. So you go bump, bump, and then you want to let off of that neck as soon as she goes the way you're asking her to go, so that she realizes that, okay, this is my turn signal. So she did come to us watchy. She's not real watchy in a smaller area. She gets a little watchy in the bigger area still. So once we get back into the bigger areas, we'll keep working on that. We do keep working on desensitizing with her as well. She's pretty much desensitized to everything we've thrown at her and can throw at her right now. I don't have any new objects to give a shot, but she's really not that bad. And she's not like a dangerous watchy. She's more of a curious watchy. That was birds flying in the cage there, so you know that's That's the worst of her spook. Let her jump, brace with her, go with her. Try not to get left behind. If she goes, we're going to go with her. You try to stay in the middle. If you get off to one side, then, sometimes that causes them to keep going. The owner said this horse was not ridden in spurs before. The spurs, just so you know, ain't what's bothering her or don't bother her at all. Not sure what she spooked at there. She saw something. We're still working on the watchy, like I said. I think what she's kind of seeing, there's some roosters over there running around and fighting, and you got a chicken coop right there, and they're kind of flying up in there. Just every time she does it, we'll sit in the center of it and stick with her. She'll eventually quit doing it. Alright, so now we've been working on it with two hands. Let's see if we made any progress. She still won't go one. I should be able to just lay it right across and turn her. That's what we're going for. Turn, not stop. We do have her pulling around nicely today. And it's just, 30, 40 minutes of this. And then eventually she starts getting it. We'll, tie her up, let her remember. And like I said, she's a lot better today than she was yesterday, so it's definitely working. It's just going to take a little time. Always does. Very seldom do you teach neck reining in 1 or 2 days. Like some horses, you can't even get to do it after a month worth of trying. And those are horses that tend to be older, and people have pulled real hard on their mouths. And so you would think that they would want to learn the neck reining, but they just are so used to being pulled around so hard, they think that they need lots of pressure to turn. But, it's another thing that goes with people pulling really hard on the mouths is when they're real hard on their mouths, they're also constantly got the reins on their neck. So it's real confusing for an older horse that's been jerked on and pulled on real hard. And I will say kids' horses is kind of the worst too. Done a lot of neck reining on kids' horses, and honestly, if a kid don't know how to neck rein, they can screw it up within a day's time. The way they pull, and then they're always on their neck. So it's kind of the same thing. People will say, oh, I need a neck reined horse for my kid. Well, you really need to make sure your kid knows how to neck rein before you worry too much about that, because 9 times out of 10, not being rude in any way, but your kid's probably going to screw it up. Unless your kid's been riding and you've taught it how to actually do the neck reining, and it's done it on an older, really broke horse that does neck rein really well, then 9 times out of 10, your kid will definitely mess up the neck reining. I see it all the time. Let's get her to turn this way. But we're going to keep working on this. We got a while longer. I'm going to work on this with her. But we got the video woman's got to go. So y'all continue to watch and follow us and following Gypsy for her progress as we get her tuned up and ready to go. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a great day.